Hello there, people of YouTube. This is Joltster109, and I am finally thankful for the fact that this is the final video for Silent Ponyville. The epilogue, the truth. Let's finish this. 3, 2, 1, go. Give me a second. Okay, sorry about that. My thing derped really hard, so I'm gonna try this again. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, we should be good. Alright, here we go. Epilogue time. The truth.
Twilight pulled her head back, rubbing her forehead as she groaned. The spell was taxing, not to mention she had held it for minutes already. She shook her head before looking at her pink friend. Pinkie still had her eyes closed.
Pinkie, you alright?
Twilight asked, not sure if she had been released from the effects of the spell yet. It took a moment, but soon Pinkie's eyes slowly opened.
Minutes?
You okay? It wasn't too much, was it?
Pinkie simply blinked before smiling and lowering her head, closing her eyes. Twilight blinked, a little confused at this behavior.
Hours passed!
Thank you, Twilight.
Were the first words to leave Pinkie's mouth.
Oh, did it work?
Twilight asked, softly smiling.
It did, and I thank you so much for helping me.
Pinkie said, lifting her head, letting Twilight see the smile on Pinkie's face.
If you hadn't helped me, who knows what would have happened? I mean, I probably would have been driven insane. But I won't now. And it's all thanks to you.
Oh, well,
Minutes!
I was doing it to help a friend in need.
Twilight said, smiling, accepting the compliments in her usual manner.
This has been a pretty crazy experience.
So, I hope I'm not prying, but do you know what was causing those nightmares now?
I do, but I'll tell you about it later. I promise. Right now, I have a few things I need to take care of. I hope you don't mind.
Oh, but of course. I'm just happy I was able to help.
For a
Twilight
few
smiled.
minutes!
Pinkie smiled back as she headed towards Twilight's door. A thought struck her, and she stopped.
Oh, hey Twilight, before I go, I need 2 favors.
Sure. What do you need?
Well, first I'll need you to cast the cloud walking spell on me. And second,
Oh, yeah.
do you have any red ribbon on you?
Red ribbon.
Rainbow Dash was getting a good afternoon
Why would
nap
Twilight
in her home.
ask Rarity?
when
She
was
has
awoken by
some!
several knocks on her door.
What?
She said as she stirred from her sleep. Her ears wiggled as she heard the door being knocked on.
Yeah. Oh, hold your horseshoes. I'm coming.
She yawned, stretching as she woke up. She walked over to the door, opening it up. Almost instantly, she was assaulted by a pink blur that proceeded to hug her, knocking her over onto her back.
Of course.
What the?
She said in surprise, before realizing her assaulter was Pinkie Pie.
Oh, Pinkie Pie?
Rainbow Dash said, sitting up slowly.
What's the idea? You know it's my nap time.
Rainbow Dash shook her head as
It
Pinkie
can
slowly
wait.
let go.
It can wait.
I know, and I'm sorry for waking you. A lot has happened to me, and I really just had to see you.
Well, that's all right then. I certainly can't abandon a friend in need.
Rainbow Dash said, brushing her hair
Oh,
with her
your
hoof.
loyalty.
What's on your mind, Pinks?
Pinks.
It's a really long story, Dash. A long and, well,
Depressing.
rather sad one.
Pinkie said, with a hint of melancholy in her voice.
And I'm more than willing to tell you. but I hope you don't mind if I keep you waiting a little while to hear the story.
Pinkie ran a hoof through her hair.
I still have some things to deal with before I'm really ready to tell other ponies about it.
Sad story? That's not like you, Pinkie Pie. You're always being upbeat, fun, and having a good time. What could be so sad about something recently happening to you?
Nightmares.
You'll know when you hear it. Just trust me for the moment. After all, I came here to hang out with you for a little while, if you don't mind.
Course not. A visit from my gal pal is always welcome.
Rainbow smiled
You're
as
what?
she flew over to another part of her house.
Did you
Would
just
like a
say
snack?
gal
I got some
pal?
fresh apples from Applejack. They're really good.
That sounds delightful.
Pinkie said, walking further into Rainbow's house. Rainbow returned with the apples, the two ponies sharing the snack together. They talked, they laughed, they reminisced about the adventures they'd been on since Twilight had arrived in town. Rainbow thought it a little weird that Pinkie was being so sentimental, but figured she must have a good reason. They spent several hours just hanging out in her home.
So, Pinkie,
Rainbow said, after they finished a conversation about possible pranks they could pull in the future.
what's with the red ribbon in your hair?
Pinkie turned her head to look at the red ribbon she had tied into a bow on her mane. She smiled softly before looking at Rainbow Dash.
Well, let's just say it's helping me remember what dear friends I really have.
I didn't know you need a ribbon for that. After all, we're right here.
Rainbow Dash smiled, putting a hoof to her chest.
I know. But I did need the reminder.
She gently nuzzled her hair with the ribbon attached to it. She then smiled softly before looking up at Rainbow Dash.
Dash, I'm going away for a while.
Huh? Going away? But why?
What?
I've got something I need to take care of.
Pinkie said, looking away from Rainbow Dash.
I'm going to go see my sister Octavia.
Well, we could go with you, you know? You don't have to go alone.
I know, but this is really something I have to do myself.
She chuckled as she gently batted her straight hair with her hoof.
Especially if I want this to be poofy again.
So, you're sure that this is something you need?
It is.
Dash looked conflicted. She certainly didn't want Pinkie to go away, but she also had to support her friend.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, right?
Rainbow said, putting on a strong face and gently hitting Pinkie's shoulder.
Besides, you'll be coming back, right?
Oh, of course I will. I could never abandon you and the other girls here in Ponyville. You're my best friends ever. I can't think of what life would be like without you all.
Then go ahead. We'll
Tell
see you
me
off,
about
of
it.
course. Though things might be mighty quiet without you around.
Oh, hell.
I know. I bring so many smiles here, which is why I could never stay away for long.
The strange
Classical music filled the halls,
Oh.
the small group of ponies playing on
Duh.
the stage to a
It
large
sounded
crowd.
ominous. I was like,
Their
what the hell is all
instruments were
this?
finely tuned. They never missed a beat or a chord, as they all played in perfect harmony. The very soul of their music resonated through the hall and the hearts of all the ponies attending.
Oh, Jesus.
The final notes were played, and the auditorium was filled with applause as they took their bows. The curtains came to a close on the stage, and the band members began to pack up their instruments.
That was probably our best performance yet.
Beauty Breast said as she put her sousaphone away in its case. I don't know. I still feel like we could do better, Frederick said as his piano was pushed off to the side.
Good. You need to work on that.
say we should add in some of Beethoven's earlier work. His later work is magnificent, but it doesn't compare to the wonderment his earlier work provided,
Goody.
Harpo said as his harp was also carted off.
What? Okay.
You sounded fantastic, everyone. Don't worry about it too much.
Octavia chuckled
That's
at her fellow
Scribbler.
bandmates.
It was a great performance. so we've got a well-deserved night of rest.
Octavia smiled as she placed her contrabass into its case. She pulled the strap over her shoulders, placing the instrument on her back. She always refused help with putting her beloved instrument away.
Hey, you're not supposed to be back here.
The band heard a security guard say loudly. They turned their heads to see who he was yelling at.
I know, but my sister is in the band, and I really need to talk to her.
Pinkie begged to the security guard.
We didn't hear anything about any of the band members getting a family visit today.
The security guard said, grabbing Pinkie by the leg.
Hey, I'm not lying!
Pinkie said, trying to get the security guard to let go.
It's okay, sir.
Octavia said, walking up to the guard.
She's my sister, though she did come by rather unannounced.
Octavia said, looking at Pinkie curiously, before noticing that her hair was straight, something she hadn't seen in a long time now.
Well, alright. If the band says you're okay, then you are. Just don't come in unannounced next time.
The security guard huffed before walking off.
Hey, do you need some time to yourself?
Beauty asked as she walked up to Octavia.
Yes, sorry, guys. Go ahead and do your own things. I'll see you back at the hotel later.
Octavia smiled. Beauty Brass understood and walked off with the rest of the band.
Sorry, sis. I probably should have given you more warning. Then again, even I didn't really know I was going to be setting off till I basically did. Still, I could have written.
Yes, would have been nice. At least you didn't interrupt my performance this time.
Pinkie blushed while
This
smiling.
time!
Still remembering
Wonder what
the
that
gala.
says for the previous time.
Let's go have some dinner and we can talk.
That's kind of funny. At least he didn't interrupt my performance this time. It's like, what?
Pinkie dined on a fresh daisy salad, while Octavia enjoyed a French daffodil soup.
So, Pinkie,
Octavia started as she finished taking a sip of her soup.
why the sudden visit? I assume it has to do with something bothering you.
I can't hide anything from you, can I, sis?
Well, your hair is
Pinkie
down.
smiled as she took another bite of her
It's kind of
salad.
obvious.
Not really. Your hair doesn't go down unless you're upset about something.
Octavia said as her eyes wandered down to the red ribbon in Pinkie's hair.
The ribbon is new, though.
Well, both of those are related.
What is that?
I know I'm about to ask a lot from you, Octavia. What with you on tour and all. And it's been a long time since either of us brought this up.
Octavia ate another spoonful of soup as she watched her sister curiously, not really sure what to expect.
But I'd like the two of us to visit Bella Mina's grave.
Octavia nearly dropped her spoon. She quickly swallowed the contents of her mouth.
This is rather sudden, Pinkie.
Octavia said, surprised her sister would bring it up.
If that's what you really want, our next concert isn't until next week in Hoofington. So, if we left now, we could make it back to the farm with enough time for me to get back.
Oh, thank you, sis. You really are the best sister in the world.
Sure, I'll do this so long as you tell me what's going on.
Deal.
The wind blew sand across the rocky field, as Pinkie and Octavia stood before their younger sister's grave. It was a hand-carved rock marker, carefully crafted to look like the younger sister sitting with a smile. She sat on top of a slab that read, "Here lies Bella Mina Marie Pye, a beloved daughter, a wonderful sister, and an angel in filly form."
That's really quite a story, Pinkie.
Octavia said, looking at Pinkie, then back to her sister's grave.
But it's good to hear that you've forgiven yourself for what happened.
Yeah, I'm glad I did too. But I couldn't say it was official till I at least came here again.
Pinkie said, as she gently placed the roses she had picked up on her sister's grave.
I'd forgotten about her because I didn't want to remember. and that's a terrible thing for an older sister to do. So from now on, I promise to visit her once a year.
Pinkie smiled happily.
You know what? If you're going to do that, then I'll join you.
Octavia smiled.
I've been too focused on my work lately. I haven't given our sister the proper time of day either.
Thank you.
Pinkie said, nuzzling against Octavia.
You're my sister. I'll always be here for you when you need me.
Octavia nuzzled her sister back, smiling happily. They shared their happy embrace.
Octavia, Pinkamina, dinner's ready.
Their mother called from the farmhouse.
Coming! Come on, let's go and get some dinner, sis.
I'll be right there.
Pinkie smiled to her sister. Octavia nodded and headed towards the farm.
Hey, Bella Mina?
Pinkie said softly, getting closer to her sister.
You were a wonderful sister. Thank you so much for brightening our lives. For everything. I love you.
She kissed the forehead of her sister's statue. She then turned around and began to walk back to the farm. Her hair poofed out and curled, returning to her usual bubbly self.
Chills just went down my spine. Oh. Question mark? What the hell is this?
I don't want to fly!
I see. Whoa, that sounds tense though. Oh, it's over. Oh, sweet Jesus. Oh, thank God it's done. Now I can focus on other things. Okay. Oh boy. That was a nice ending. It's kind of misleading about it being a grimdark because there is some dark shit, but it technically is not grimdark because based on the internet, grimdark by definition is a story that has no happy ending. That it just ends on a dour note and it's like there's like no way out. It's just bad. This ends on a happy note. Technically speaking, it is not grimdark. It is dark fic. It is dark. It's just dark. but it's not Grimdark. There's a difference. Anyways, that's my little 2-second rant on Grimdarks. Anyways. I don't know how long Lost is gonna take out to put out the Redux for for part 2. I don't know how long that's gonna take for the complete thing to come out. That I can just do it in order and not have to wait. And then I don't know if it's gonna be a third one. Because there is a set of Ponyville 3 that has Twilight, but I don't know if there's a professional reading on it, like if Emogak does one, or if Lost does one, or if Scribbler does one. I don't know. But yeah, Silent Ponyville. That was quite the adventure, and oh my god, it made me really, really like connect to Pinkie, because like I said, she's my 3rd favorite, but it's like, I don't know, I feel like my list is so strange compared to me, because I'm like personally, I think I would relate more. Wait, no, hold on. I feel like I relate the most to Fluttershy, but it's strange. I don't know. I have to talk about that some other time. But right now, I'm just like throwing thoughts out. But like, yeah, Pinkie. Oh my god. It's like, I felt so horrible for her. It's like, she's always so chipper and so happy and so cheerful. But then it's like, when you throw her in this situation, it's like she doesn't know how to react. She's just crying and she's just in a bad spot. Oh my god. I felt so bad for Pinkie a lot of times during the story. I felt really bad. If I could stop yawning in a video, that would be nice. Anyways. Let me know what you all think of this story. Oh my god, it was quite the ride. I really enjoyed it, even though it was like really depressing at some point. But it's like, you know, that's how like stories should be. It's like, even in Grimdarks, where nothing good ever happens, it's like at least there's like story elements in there that you can appreciate, and I really appreciate this. I know I can't write a story. I mean, technically speaking, I technically could. Actually, it's a pretty story. I'm just rambling, but like recently, me and Tori, who has appeared in a video of mine way back, we're actually writing trying to at least write an Avatar, not necessarily a fanfic, but like just, I don't know. The point is, me and her are taking us and our friends, and you know, making ourselves benders and just throwing them in the Avatar world, and then we're gonna have our own series. I don't know. It sounds so dumb now that I'm saying it out loud, but it's like that's what's happening. We're still working on it, and it's like I don't know. I don't even know if this is gonna get made. I'm totally honest, but it's like, hey, at least it's a thing we're doing. I don't know if it's ever gonna be done or whatever. But anyways, what was I saying? Wow, my mind. Oh boy. Okay. Anyways, I think I'm done rambling. I'm just gonna. If I keep going, I'll just keep going and going and going and going. There's gonna be no stop. So I'm gonna stop it here. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned for Silent Ponyville 2, The Redux, whenever that comes out. I don't know when, but once Lost completes the full story, I will then be doing my reaction to it, because I did actually listen to her original version way back when I first started listening to MLP fanfics. Hers was one of the first ones I listened to. And there are a few other ones that I would like to go back to, but I don't know. It just depends on if I really like. I don't know. It depends, and I can't really explain why, but it just does. Okay, just trust me on that. But like, yeah. So I guess that's it. Stay tuned for whatever I do next. I honestly don't know what I'm gonna do now. I guess I can keep looking at those requests. Yeah, so anyways, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye, everybody. I don't know why I keep doing that.